I don't want to wait.
Oh my goodness. See, you can't live without the music. We decided not to have music, so he had to make his own.
For me to lose my virginity, because it's Horny Creek. Hello, everyone. It's that good old Horny Creek.
The Dawson's Creek show, you freak.
I'm Mark. With me, as always, is my girlfriend, Carol. How are you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's January 28th, 1998.
It is that.
And we're talking about good old Dawson and Pacey and Joey and Jen.
I don't know why you keep doing the good old...
I'm a good old boy.
I hope not.
Never meaning no harm.
See, we saw this rerun of Quantum Leap.
I drive a fucking car with
the good old boys. And like every time you say that, I just think about that episode. I'm like, what are you doing?
I drive a car with a Confederate flag painted on the roof.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the General Lee. That doesn't age as well when you think about it.
No.
General Lee, representative of the Confederacy, fighting to keep slavery. Bo and Luke, what are you doing? Maybe Cooter was right.
Well, I'm lost.
Oh, it's the Dukes of Hazzard. You don't remember the Dukes of Hazzard?
No, I don't think I ever watched it ever.
Oh my God, you would have loved Daisy Duke.
I like Daisy Duke shorts. I like to wear them.
You would have loved to use some Catherine Bach. With as much as I know that you love beautiful women, you would have loved some Catherine Bach in her short shorts.
Probably. I was told that it looked like a Daisy Duke outfit because I had on those short shorts. And then I also had this like pink plaid, but like it didn't cover my whole stomach kind of shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Tied off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Daisy Duke, all right.
Yeah.
That's what she looked like. She
was
wasn't
fun.
She wasn't quite as well endowed as you are in the upper chest area. She beautiful and she did okay, but not quite as good as you.
Joel, she probably had a flat stomach if she was less well endowed, whereas I can never, ever achieve that. So.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I would go so far as to say you don't have a flat stomach. But
well, I mean, like, unless you get surgery, no woman really has a flat stomach.
That's true. And I don't think she had a completely flat stomach either. Daisy Duke was Davy Duke.
Davy Duke.
Davy Duke.
Like Davy Crockett.
The gay version of Daisy Duke. For the discerning male.
Wearing
the Davy Duke.
Short shorts, but the coonskin hat.
Oh my God.
Oh, can't you just picture it?
Yeah, I can picture it.
Oh, and the cutoff shirt. Yeah. Out in the woods. Yes.
Oh, I'm Davy Duke.
He's looking for Dawson's Creek.
Oh my God. Wow. I thought you were going to go someplace else looking for Dawson's Creek.
No.
Anyway.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Wow, mind in the gutter. This episode is mind in the gutter.
This is Horny Creek, yeah.
I'm telling you. Again, the dad is talking about fucking his wife on camera.
It's weird how open they are about their sexuality in front of their son.
Absolutely. And he's like, I don't want to hear about it. It's like they torture him with this information on a daily basis.
Right? Especially like when he's just kind of discovering his own sexuality. That's got to be like, traumatizing.
Dawson, let me describe your mother's orgasm last night. I mean, that's essentially what it gets into.
Not that bad, but I mean, like, they are talking about...
It's ridiculous.
Dawson starts it. Okay.
A little bit.
He is filming a scene in his movie where Joey's supposed to kiss Pacey.
Yeah.
And get decapitated.
And she doesn't want to. As a consequence.
So he has made this model head of Joey, which is actually really good.
Yes.
Like, I was kind of in awe, like, at 15, he's supposed to have been able to create this, replica of her head.
That was created by the props department,
Of course. But I'm just saying, like, we're supposed to believe he did it. Nobody's like, oh, my God, that's awesome.
They brought in Tom Savini to do that specifically, just for that one scene.
Who's that?
Tom Savini did the on the original Friday the 13th, he did all the effects, and then he came back for Friday the 13th Part 4. He did tons of horror movie effects and stuff like that. He was actually in the movie From Dusk Till Dawn that we watched. He was the one with the belt buckle that turned into like a knife and a gun and all that shit.
I didn't like that.
That was Tom Savini. So he's a big makeup artist. And actually, this Kevin Williamson is a big fan of the Friday the 13th series and some other horror series. So it's not... I was joking, but it's not inconceivable that they brought him on. I don't think they did, but they could have.
They could have. So Dawson wants to kiss Jen and has never kissed a girl before.
He wants to kiss Michelle Williams.
Right. And Joey does not want to kiss Pacey. She's very upset about
That's true.
this.
I didn't think about that. That this episode is all about Joey resisting getting a kiss and Dawson wanting to get a kiss.
Yeah. So Dawson goes to talk to his dad about kissing because he's worried about, how is he going to kiss Jen?
Right.
But he carries Joey's head with him. It's kind of weird.
He doesn't just ask, though. He's like, hey, I want to kiss Jen, or I want to kiss the girl next door, but I don't know exactly what I'm doing. He doesn't ask that like a normal kid would.
No.
What he says is, Father, my gross inexperience with the feminine persuasion has caused me considerable consternation at this time. Oh, of course, Dawson. Sir Dawson, why don't you explain? Yeah, like, it gets a little ridiculous with the language.
It does. And he says he's specifically wondering about technique.
He wants to know about technique, but he doesn't want his dad to get too detailed.
Yeah, so his dad's like, oh, let me tell you about my first kiss with your mom. Like, don't you have any other kissing experience to draw on, sir? Like, why you gotta fucking, mess with Dawson's head like that?
Well, I mean, what was he supposed to say? Let me tell you about my first kiss with this skank.
I think that would be better. Don't you?
I guess, yeah.
But... I mean, he talks about how, they were out on a boat all day and her lips were dry and she asked for some chapstick.
Her lips were chapped.
So he puts on the chapstick and then kisses her to give her the chapstick.
Right. Smooth move.
I don't think it's that smooth.
What?
I really don't.
You don't?
No.
Oh, I thought it was very smooth.
I think it's gross.
Oh, come on. Why?
If you covered your lips in chapstick... because my lips were chapped. First of all, kissing with chapped lips is not great. I always feel a little concerned if my lips aren't smooth. But you cover yours in slime or whatever.
Slime? What are you talking about?
Chapsticky slime. And,
That's what they used in the movie The Ghostbusters. Chapsticky slime.
I just think... delivering something from your mouth to somebody else's mouth via a kiss, unless that happens to be marijuana smoke, is not okay.
What? That's acceptable, though?
Yeah, that's not gross.
Oh,
That's conservation.
You find that hot, huh?
I didn't say that. I said it's not gross.
You didn't say you didn't.
It's not hot. I'm just saying it's not wasteful.
The chapstick's not wasteful either. What you're arguing is that it's not hot.
It's gross.
Not smooth.
It's slimy.
Oh my God.
I mean, think about how gross that is.
The day romance died. The day Carol derided John Wesley Shipp. Fucking TV's The Flash. I didn't realize this in the first episode, but Dawson's dad is TV's The Flash.
Okay.
From the 1990/91 series, The Flash.
I never watched it. So
John Wesley Shipp.
Interesting.
Yeah, he played The Flash in a very short-lived The Flash TV show.
But he's talking to Dawson all about romance. It's got to be romantic.
It's got to be romantic, Dawson.
And that is his example of romance.
Right. And he says to Dawson, more creepiness. Why don't you practice on that fucking severed head you brought down?
Now, let's just fill in another little detail here. Well, all of this is going on. Joey is in the what do you fucking call this? The balcony,
the upstairs,
like the overhang though. It's like a loft. Like she's in the room with them, but above them.
Here's from a person that's never lived in a 2-story house. Apparently, it's the 2nd-story hallway. Where the railing is. Everybody,
but it's open
by the stair. Yes, it is open. You're right. The portico, whatever you want to call it, she's there. Where the railing is. Where the stairs are.
Because she just climbs in his window, willy-nilly, like she lives there. She does not live there.
She comes through his window.
So she's just like in his fucking house, spying on him with his dad, talking about kissing.
So he goes to kiss this fucking
her head.
Well, the mock-up of her head.
Yeah.
And she closes her eyes as he gets closer. And it looks like she's having a stroke with the faces that she's making and everything. Like, Katie Holmes is an attractive woman, and she makes herself look ugly with the fucking faces that she's making.
She does not.
She does.
No.
It's awful.
She's just having imagination. It's Imagination Station.
And the imagination on her looks like a grand mal seizure. So she's sitting there, closing her eyes, like puckering her lips. Dawson's down there, and his dad is overwatching this entire thing. It's the creepiest fucking scene I have ever seen on film.
And then his dad asked him how it was or whatever.
I spit on your grave. I watched that.
What the fuck?
This was creepier than that.
Wow. It was pretty creepy.
So you sound like somebody transferred you some bong smoke.
No. What happened is we went out to dinner.
What?
We went out to dinner.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I ordered off the menu with no indication of size a large raspberry margarita.
That's like when we first started dating. She had no concept of size.
But I mean, like,
she ordered a large.
This bowl, it was so tall, the glass, that like I had to crane my neck to reach the straw, and it's so wide. It was insane.
It looked like it looked like a salad bowl from a pizza place.
Right? It was very large. So, that's all.
Filled with margarita.
No, there is no bongness. There's just a little alcohol.
Okay.
But it's okay.
So that scene was fucked up.
That was very fucked up. And then
Dawson's making this shitty horror movie. This Creature from the Black Lagoon ripoff.
Yeah.
That he's like, oh, this is so much better than any other movie that anybody's going to make.
It's so stupid.
I'm taking it to the Boston Film Festival.
Very stupid.
Where it's going to win nothing.
Yeah. So, also, though, while Joey's up in their little, I don't know, upstairs hallway loft thing, she spies on Dawson's mother, who is on the phone. She's taken the phone and carried it into, like, what, the closet? And she's in there.
It looks like she's in a closet or something.
Like, you can follow the cord into this closed door and hear his mother just chittering away, talking about, you know, how much she likes this guy. Like, oh.
Not right now. My husband's downstairs.
First. Oh. Right. So, Joey hears all this. Like, she's already seen her kiss the dude.
Yeah, she knows.
And then she opens the door, Mrs. Leary, as she's walking out, and catches Joey just standing there. Like, how do you not show... Neither one of them showed shame. Like, Joey should be shameful for listening.
I guess.
And Mrs. Leary, well, she looked nervous. Like, oh no, I hope I didn't get caught. Nervous. She didn't look ashamed. She should have.
Shame.
But Joey was, like, starting to walk away, and then she's like, hey, Mrs. Leary, I know.
Yeah, I know.
Which is pretty ballsy coming from a, like, 15-year-old girl who's just lurking around your house.
It's, you know, bikini. It sounds
Right.
like she wears that bikini a lot.
Yeah.
No, I'm not complaining, but it sounds like a threat.
It does.
She sounds like she's in a horror movie.
Very ominous and threatening. It sounds like she's going to turn her in. But,
To the authorities.
and she asks her, does Dawson know?
This is later, but yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Oh, yeah, she just walked away from her after she said, I know.
Yeah.
But later, she catches her. She's like, we need to talk. And then she's like, does Dawson know? And Dawson walks up right at that moment, and he's like, does Dawson know what? And Joey's just like, how to dance. So she knows that at least Joey's the only one
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah. That's very out of context, but yes.
What?
Because they don't know why he would say how to dance or why she'd say how to dance.
Okay. Well, there's a dance at the school.
Correct, yes.
There is a dance, and...
This episode is called Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
But there's no dirty dancing.
No, there is no dirty dancing, just regular dancing. Just like, we call the show Horny Creek, it's Dawson's Creek. Whatever.
Exactly.
People say shit. So, Dawson decides to protest this dance by renting a bunch of dance films to watch instead of attending. So he gets...
I guess. Is this a protest?
I don't know what the fuck it is. It's a dorky ass thing to do. But he rents, like, what was
Poor
it?
Dawson.
Footloose and...
Saturday Night Fever.
yeah.
And something... Well,
Flashdance, maybe?
I think it's all Travolta movies, I thought.
Grease? Yeah.
Grease, Saturday Night Fever, and another Travolta's dancing movie.
I don't know. And then he invites Jen to watch these movies. Now, mind you, this is the day of the dance.
Right.
He's just like, hey, instead of this stupid dance, this is what I'm doing. Why don't you come to my house?
He kind of just assumes that she's going to be there with him.
Right. And she's like, no, I'm going to the dance.
Yeah. That fucking big-dicked football player asked me.
Why do you think he has a big dick?
I don't know. He's a football player.
Right.
He looks like he has a big dick.
Okay. But you're right. He does kind of seem like he just assumed she was just going to be hanging out with
I
him.
thought you were going to say you're right. He does look like he has a big dick.
No, Dawson does seem to assume that Jen's going to want to hang out with him.
Correct.
You're right.
Yes. He doesn't take into consideration that she might also be a person.
With plans.
Right.
Yeah. So she's like, you should come by the dance, though.
I'll have a dance with you. And he's like, nah, I don't know.
And then he just like, is talking to Joey, just freaking out because, oh my God, she's going to the dance. And
he's in his room. The TV's playing, and he's like, oh, she's kissing him and feeling his dick print.
Oh, jeez. It's like, I'm sure that they're dancing, and I just can't take it. And, oh my God. And
now, meanwhile, he's got fucking a beautiful woman sitting right next to him,
laying in his bed
that he doesn't care about at all. I guess at some point in the episode, he's like, "Oh, I feel like Jen, how I feel about you. She challenges me and stuff." It's like, what? You're just not physically attracted to Joey? Are you fucking blind?
right.
This is a real like fucking Betty and Veronica. I just realized this show is fucking Archie.
Oh yeah.
This show is pretty much Archie. It's Betty and Veronica and
Archie and Jughead.
Dawson's Archie and Joshua Jackson is Jughead.
Oh wait, not Jughead. What's his name? Reggie?
No, Jughead is right. Reggie's the rich fucking asshole that's not friends with them.
Okay.
Jughead's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, Joshua Jackson's Jughead. Just like in that episode of, or just like in that that edition of Archie where Jughead fucked his teacher.
What?
Mr. Weatherby.
Ew. Yeah, that did not happen, you freak. But Dawson gets himself
We watch on Friday nights. We watch. Yeah, you interrupted me. On Friday nights, we watch essentially teenage Archie and essentially teenage Scooby Doo. That's what we watch.
Right. But Dawson gets himself so worked up talking about what he thinks might be going on between Jen and the football player at the dance.
Yes.
And he's like, I'm going to the dance. Come on, you're going with me, Joey.
I'm dressing 70s chic.
So, yeah.
Because that's popular.
And
which it is, but...
Poor Joey is the only girl in the whole place with no dress and no makeup. She's just in her jeans, showing up at the dance, like, not looking good, really. Like, I mean, she looks good because she's Katie Holmes. But, like, she doesn't look like she's a girl going to a dance.
No, that's true. She does not look like she's a girl going to a dance, despite the fact that she is a girl going to a dance.
Yes.
She doesn't look like it.
And then Dawson is insane. Like, if he acted the way with me that he acted with Jen, I would never talk to him again.
I would have punched him out, too.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Like, she is nice. She greets him.
Yeah.
She says, hey, let's have a dance together.
Right.
And he's just like, no, I'm good. Goes off and dances with Joey. And then when he decides that he wants to dance with her, walks over, interrupts her dancing with the football player to say, hey, thanks for being her escort this evening, but I'll take it from here. I'm not just cutting in, I'm taking over.
Yeah, we've got something going on. She's mine. We're doing something. That was the computer, sorry.
Like, what the fuck is going on in his mind? That he thinks that's okay. That is not okay.
And Jen's like, Dawson, what the fuck? And the football player's like, who is this guy?
Right.
They just talked. Like, he clearly knows that the guy's name's Dawson. But he is like, who the fuck is this dude? And he's like, Jen, what is going on? Do you want to be with this guy? What's happening? And to her credit, or whatever, or to Dawson's credit, she doesn't answer.
Yeah, she's just like, right now I don't want to be with either one of you. Pushes them both and walks out of the dance.
Right. She says, I'm not a chicken, you're a turkey. And she pushes both of them and leaves.
But it seems really unfair to the football player who didn't do anything wrong.
You just think he's handsome.
No, that's not it at all. I just think Dawson's an asshole. Because...
Agreed. I totally agree with that.
Like, this dude did things correctly.
Yes.
He asked her in advance if she would like to go to the dance with him. He brought her to the dance with him.
Yep.
And he was an attentive, nice date. He wasn't groping her.
No.
He wasn't ignoring her. He was fine. He was good.
Yes, I agree.
He was even friendly to Dawson at first.
That's true.
And then Dawson walks up and pulls that bullshit. And instead of Jen being like, fuck you, I'm with this nice dude.
Right.
She pushes them both and says, right now, I don't want to be with either one of you.
That's because she wants to be with Dawson.
It's bullshit, though. That's not nice. That's not how you treat a person.
I don't think she ever wanted to be with that dude.
So why'd she go?
As friends. She said it's not a date. We're going as friends or whatever.
That's what she told Dawson. Did she tell him? I don't think so.
I don't think so, no.
He thought it was a date.
Because she says, he asked me and I said yes. And Dawson's like, that's the definition of a date.
Right.
And she was like, yeah, I mean, I guess. But yeah, I don't think she was taking it seriously as a date, and I think he was.
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't you? It's a dance.
Yeah, I'll say a little prayer for him.
So, what else is going on in this episode? Pacey and his teacher are having some issues.
Mrs. Jacobs. He does call her Mrs. Jacobs, doesn't he? But it has to be Miss Jacobs.
Or Ms.
She's not married.
But she might be divorced or something, so I would say Ms., not Miss.
Ooh, she might be divorced, you're right.
Yeah. She's
acting like she might be divorced.
She does seem like a horny older lady.
Yeah, she is.
She
is for sure horny.
And he is for sure out of his goddamn mind, too. Like, is there something in the water?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, what is emboldening these young men to act like they're insane?
Here's the thing. Kevin Williamson, God love you. But this is not in any way how a 15-year-old kid would act.
Right.
Like, Joshua Jackson, I think he's like 18, 19, 20, something like that. He's a young man.
Mm-hmm. He's supposed to be 15.
But he's an adult in real life who looks like an adult in real life. He looks young, but he doesn't look like a 15-year-old kid.
Sure.
And he sure as fuck doesn't act like a 15-year-old kid. Or he's philosophizing with her about how, like, look, you can take all the blame you want. You can put it all on your head, but my lips kissed back, and and all this desire, like an adult would.
Right.
Not like a 15-year-old would. That's the problem. At the end of the day, we're talking about a teacher who's, how old do you think she's supposed to be? Like late 30s, early 40s?
Yeah, probably late 30s.
So, a well into her adulthood teacher and a 15-year-old boy.
Right.
And the dynamics that entails. And they're making they're putting the 15-year-old boy on equal footing with the teacher.
Yeah, well...
So that it's okay, I guess. But that is not reality.
No, and it's not okay even if they are on equal mental footing because she is a teacher, but because they're not on equal power footing.
Well, no, not at all. And they wouldn't be on equal mental footing. I don't care unless your family was fucking killed when you were 5 years old and you've been foraging on your own for the last 10 years. You're not going to have the maturity of a 30-something-year-old person, no matter what you've been through in your life as a 15-year-old.
Well, no, but I'm saying I think she might be more mentally on his playing field because maybe she seems a little fucked up.
She does seem fucked up. She even alludes to it, like talking about therapy and stuff like that.
And, she's an English teacher, and they're talking about, Wuthering Heights?
Yeah, yes.
Or
Heathcliff and Catherine.
Yeah. And she's talking about,
star-crossed lovers.
How stupid it is for them to be together. Right. And, she's just all, jaded about the whole thing. And it's
because Heathcliff is a decent dude, and Catherine's a fucking mess.
Yeah, she's talking about what a mess she is. So, obviously, she hates herself.
Right, correct.
And, she is a gigantic mess. And, I'm trying to remember what brings them together again and alone in the end of this episode.
Well, so they meet each other at the dance because she's a chaperone, and he comes there, right, to try to get her to dance with him and all this other stuff.
What the fuck is he thinking? Oh, and prior to that...
He wants to fuck her.
Obviously. But prior to that, too, when she first walks into her classroom today, he's behind her desk with his feet up on her desk.
Right.
And he just stands there talking to her, bold as brass, quietly, but still in front of the students as they're coming in about how they kissed and shit. Does he not get it?
No, he doesn't. That when they need him to be a kid, he's a kid. And when they need him to act like a fucking 30-year-old man, they write 30-year-old man dialogue for Joshua Jackson, who delivers it like a 30-year-old man.
I'll tell you what, though. There are 30-year-old men who don't deliver anything like 30-year-old men. They act like 15-year-old boys. So I think it's I think it's kind of a failing in the show. I enjoy the show, but yeah, a 15-year-old boy is not going to act that mature when most 30-year-old men don't act that mature.
This storyline, I like the show in general, but this storyline I do not like.
Yeah.
So afterwards, I think he just wants to be alone. So he goes to the docks, and where they first kissed. Mm-hmm. And it just so happens that she also went to the docks.
The same spot where they kissed last week.
Coincidentally, I believe. I think that's what the show is trying to tell us, because the way they act like they did not expect to see each other.
Right. And so then they're talking about how they can't be together and all that shit, and then she just fucking kisses him again.
Well, she's like, this is what happened. She's like, we can't do this anymore. You know all the reasons we can't do it, and blah, 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 blah. She gives this whole big speech, and then she goes to walk away, and he grabs her, by the waist or whatever, And she kisses him, and he kisses back, and that's where we leave them, making out, presumably to go fuck someplace.
You always think that the fade to black means fucking. When you're dealing with teenage characters, it does not always mean fucking.
More often than not, it does.
Sure, in real life maybe, but on, primetime WB television where their audience is mostly teenagers, I don't think
J
so.
Frog. The J stands for juveniles fucking.
But yeah, no, I don't think they're off fucking somewhere.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
You think they're just going to make out?
Yeah, I think they shouldn't even be doing that because they're going to get caught.
Well,
they're on the fucking street.
Obviously, they shouldn't be doing that.
But I mean, like, they're on the street. Like, why don't they have any qualms about what they're doing?
I don't know. They should.
It's frustrating.
She expressed some qualms.
Yeah, and then she was just like, fuck it, I'm going to kiss you here.
Exactly. She couldn't control herself.
He's not that good looking.
Joshua Jackson?
I mean, he's good looking, but
better
he's
looking
not
than
that
Dawson.
good looking. Well, yeah, for sure.
But Joey doesn't want to kiss him.
No, Joey does not want to kiss him. And so Dawson decides to rewrite the movie.
Right.
So she doesn't have to kiss him, and instead her cousin from New York comes.
Right.
Joey
by Jen.
Right. Joey gets killed, and he writes for Jen to kiss him. Mm-hmm. But then, when Dawson's filming and Jen kisses him, he gets so incredibly jealous.
Oh, yeah.
He's just like, we're cutting the kiss, forget it. Well, I mean, he does, kiss her way too long.
Yeah.
It was very inappropriate.
Oh, yeah. And he says something like, it doesn't make sense for a kiss to happen between the cousin of the woman that just died and her boyfriend.
True.
Which is correct. Like, I don't even know why the kiss was still in there. I don't know why he needed this kiss so bad.
Well, because he thinks that, his movie needs romance or whatever.
Whatever. Spielberg doesn't have a lot of kissing in his movies either.
Well, it definitely got cut.
Yeah.
So then...
Casey got farther than Dawson, though.
Yeah. And so then, speaking of Dawson getting anywhere with Jen...
Right.
He and Joey are walking home from the dance, and Pacey has seen, the teacher and gone off with her. Well, Dawson now sees Jen also by the water.
Right.
And says, Joey, do you mind if I bail on you?
Right.
And goes after Jen, which is shitty.
And Jen says to him, I lived such a fast life in New York. And I was going faster and faster. Sounds like a virgin. Which is what she claims to be. Born again, I guess. And she's like... Sounds like she was into drugs and sex and shit.
Probably. We'll see.
And she's like, and like I was stumbling or whatever. And she's like, and I got here and for the first time I feel like I'm walking at a normal pace. And I don't want to rush into anything. So she doesn't want to kiss him right away.
Mm-hmm. So they dance.
Yep.
Because there's a couple on a boat and they're by the water. Where is this place? There's so much water.
Massachusetts, I think.
And they start playing that song, You Don't Know Me. It's from my best friend's wedding.
You don't know me.
No, you don't know the one who dreams of you at night, who longs to kiss your lips.
I'm not familiar with that song.
That's the song they were playing.
Well, good for them. I'm not familiar with it.
You should be.
Okay, sorry.
Anyway, and they danced that, which is sweet.
Yeah. She's like, Dawson, I wanted to dance all night with you.
Yeah. So I guess she likes him.
It indicates that, that she didn't want to be with the football player.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever. I don't know why. I mean, Dawson's been, a psycho.
I don't know why. He's so hot and he's got a big dick.
I don't care about the football player. I just think Dawson has not been presenting himself in the best way.
Oh, I agree. He's a whiny little asshole.
Yeah.
But he gets his way in the end.
He does.
That is an American show, so...
And Joey gets to stand on the side of the street by herself watching because that's all she does is spy on people.
Only in this show would fucking Katie Holmes not get the guy?
Yeah. Well, she's the dark-haired girl.
Yep.
And
blondes have more
blondes
fun,
tend to, take the spotlight. That's true.
I guess I don't like blondes that much, but
yeah,
it's not my preference.
I don't think it's true to life or whatever, but I'm just saying it seems like that's the way the show's going. It's like, oh, she's got the dark hair, so she's not as hot.
That's a Marilyn Monroe thing. I think she popularized that.
Maybe. She was hot.
Anyway, that is the episode, everyone.
It is. So you can write us at latefee1994@AOL.com.
Uh-huh.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com.
Yes.
And share the tapes with your friends.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.